Hey, come on in. Have a seat. Well, you know, I'm so old, and I've been starting a lot of sentences that way lately. I'm so old, I can remember when 6 packs of beer in cans came out. And my first thought was, that's never going to make it. At that time, all the takeout you had was in quart bottles. You had 4 quarts for $2. And that's, you know, one for each for you and 3 of your friends. And then when 6 packs came out, I said, I don't know, cans? Who's going to want to drink out of a can? But I think I was wrong. Now, before all this, you know, before there was ever beer in containers, it was all in kegs and barrels. And way back in the early part of the 19th century, if you wanted to take some beer home, you had to take draft beer home. And usually took it in a little tin pail with a handle. You carry it, and they put a lid on it. You've seen the old movies, the kids taking pails of beer to their father during his lunch break so he'd have something to drink. You know, beer was the very thing to drink. It was the essence of beverage. And then during Prohibition was a great boon for guess what industry? Soda pop. Soda pop was born during the Depression, and it's been a tremendous part of our lives ever since. I don't drink soda. I try not to anyway. But draft beer in a pail, that was how you got beer if you wanted to drink beer at home, unless you made it yourself in the old days. I can remember I lived in Pennsylvania when I was growing up, and you couldn't get quarts of beer on Sundays. But in New Jersey, you could get beer, draft beer to go. But of course, they couldn't use bottles at that time because it was prohibited by New Jersey law. So they drafted beer into cardboard containers with lids, kind of like a big takeout soup container from a Chinese restaurant. And so you drove the 40 minutes into New Jersey and you bought 4 or 8 quarts of beer in containers, draft beer, and drove it home. And if you were lucky, you got it home before the container disintegrated. Now they say that when you walked with a pail of beer and the lid was on and it was foamy and everything, that it made a kind of a sound that sounded like a growler, you know, made alive because it was a very effervescent drink. And that's where the term growler comes from. Well, that's a story, and I like it. Anyway, so now you know you can go to many breweries, brew pubs, any place where they have draft beer, in a lot of places, and they'll sell you a growler. Now a growler is a bottle that they fill from the tap. You pay for it, the bottle when you get it. You bring it back clean, they'll refill it for a certain price, and that's growlers. Now I got a nice growler here. They don't make a lot of beer at Bog Iron Brewing, which is located in Norton, Massachusetts. And that's why they use a smaller bottle than a gallon. But this is great. And I was there at the brew pub tap room and got this to go when I was done having a drink. Now they make Stinger IPA and they make Stung IPA, which is 10.5% alcohol by volume. And it's a great IPA if you like that hoppy taste. IPA stands for what? India Pale Ale. I believe the British, when they were occupying India, they had to ship the ale to them, and they put a lot of extra hops in so that when it got there, it was still very tasty. And that's where Indian Pale Ale comes from. Let's have a little bit of this. Pour gently. Just like being there. Look at that. Beautiful head. Beautiful effervescence in the glass. Stung IPA. Very strong on the hop flavor. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. Feel like you're at the football game. This is very, very tasty. It lasts up to a week. I paid $4 for this growler bottle and $8 for them to fill it. So when I take it back, it'll just be $8 again. And that's what you're going to like. I'm going to fill another glass. For my wife. She likes smaller portion. And why not? She's going to really love this. And here we are. Keep it in the refrigerator. Lasts forever. You know, if you want to live the good life, you know, get yourself a growler. Get yourself a growler. Okay. Well, I got to take this into her now. So, I'll see you later.